You've got your course outline, your video scripts, your slides are raring to go, and now you're wondering what are the best tools for creating online courses. That's what you were thinking, wasn't it? I'm so glad you're here because that's exactly what we're going to talk about right after you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. I'll meet you right back here in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, there are a lot of tools out there and it can get confusing. What tools do you need? What can I avoid? Do I have to spend a lot of money? The answer is no. You can make this as complicated or as easy as you want. I do want to remind you though, substance over style. If this is your first course, let's get it out into the world and then you can always make it better. You can always make improvements. Now I'm going to break this up into easy chapters for you. We're going to talk about your recording, the editing, video hosting, what platform you're going to use. And then at the end, I'm going to tell you some nice things you can do for your audience as somebody who has a lot of online courses out there. So let's get started with recording. Now, if you were to YouTube how to record your own course videos, you are going to get lost down a rabbit hole, my friend. There are lots of different ways that you can record your videos. I recommend, and this is how I do it for my own courses, using Zoom. You're familiar with it and has some really fun features that will up your production value. Now, of course, you know I'm not going to leave you hanging. I have a video that's all about using Zoom to record your course videos. Watch it on 2x, make me sound like a chipmunk. I don't care, but that will get you set up on the recording part of your course videos. Now let's talk about editing. Just like recording your course videos, if you put in what editor should I use, oy vey, my friends, oy vey, because there's going to be so many. Again, what I would recommend is picking the easiest one for your skill level. If you're brand new, that might be using iMovie on your Mac, Camtasia, Screencast-O-Matic, ScreenFlow. All of these are great options that are either low cost or free. What I would rather you be YouTubing is what do people recommend on ease of use. You do not need fancy flying in graphics and all of these types of things in your course videos. Your audience doesn't care about that. Again, substance over style. What you need is a quick, basic editor. And if you have a little bit of cash, this is where your money is well spent hiring an outside editor to help you get them done fast. Now, when we talk about video hosting, people get confused because we can talk about your learning portal and sometimes they host your videos. But when I talk about a video host, I'm talking about Vimeo, Wistia, YouTube. Those are places where your video can live and then your course platform can talk to it. Now, some course platforms also will host your video, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I like to use Vimeo. There's a lot of different reasons, but the biggest is I have been using it for over 15 years. I know every in and out there is about Vimeo, and I love everything about it. It is low cost, and I use it a lot. I can put chapters in there. I could put speed controls, and all I need is an embed code to put into my learning portal. That way, my learning portal is actually drawing the video from somewhere else, and my load time is super fast. So if you want a separate host, you're going to be looking at Vimeo, Wistia, YouTube. Now, when we talk about your course platforms or learning portal, which is another word for it, you have a lot of options. We're going to talk about the big three and then the fourth. So the big three are Thinkific, Teachable, and Kajabi. Again, I need you to do your own research and see what works for you. Kajabi costs a little bit more, but you can do a lot more. Teachable, super easy. And I have clients doing $1 million launches who host their courses on Teachable. And then there's Thinkific, which I just think is easy to navigate as a user and is pretty simple to set up. Another option, this is number 4. And if you have a WordPress site, you can use LearnDash, which is a plugin. Now, full disclosure, I used that for one of my courses and I did not like it, but it also could be operator error. So if you have a WordPress site, you can use LearnDash as a plugin and everything will go straight through your site, which might be a good option for you. Tracy, where do you host your courses? Well, I don't use any of those. I use something called Funnel Gorgeous. And quite honestly, I think it looks beautiful. My students love it, but it is not easy to navigate for a beginner. And so I would not recommend that unless you have someone on the back end who's building it for you and managing it for you, like I do. Now I'm going to wrap this up with some additional tools and ways to up level your course. The first tool I want to mention is some sort of project management tool. Even if you're keeping track of your course inside of a Google Doc or a Google Sheets, Trello, Monday.com, some way that you can actually put your course and your needs, because you're going to have slides, you're going to have videos, you're going to send them to the editor, you're going to have to keep track of all of the things that are included in your course. And I love using things like Trello or Monday, where you can actually move the card from one place to another to be like, yep, this is done, or no, this needs to be done still. So using a project management tool is going to make your course creation much easier. Now, I also want to mention Canva, and this is a design tool. If you haven't heard about it, you can use it for free, or it's a really low cost way to get beautifully branded graphics. You can even record videos in there. You can create slide decks in there. It's a great way to keep your courses branded and not have to pay a lot of money to have all of these graphics made for your course. So I use Canva on the daily, and I am a big fan. Now, let's talk about ways you can up level your course for not a lot of money. First of all, do you have worksheets, PDF, checklists? These are all things that add value to your course. Now, again, we don't want to overwhelm, but do you have assets that can help your students move through your course? Do you offer an MP3 of the video, so if they can't watch it, they can listen to it? Do you have captions so that if they can't put the audio on, they can watch you and still understand what you're saying? Again, think about your course and how it's going to be navigated by the user. I am a big fan of being user-friendly first. Another thing I like to do is make sure, and I do this in Vimeo, it's why I love Vimeo, is I put chapters in there so it's easy to navigate, and I make sure that they have speed controls. Yes, I want to make sure they can go through my material as quickly as possible.
Make me sound like I'm on helium, probably like you're watching this right now.
Okay, I know that might feel like a lot, but I've really given you the bare bones basics and really the best tools for creating your own online course. Remember, once more, it is substance over style. We are not talking about perfection here. We're talking about putting something out into the world so that you can market and sell the shiitake out of it. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer them. I have done tons of courses over the last 7 years online, and so I know a thing or two about putting your course out into the world. Okay, go ahead and hit that music. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and I'll see you right back here next week. Okay, Amanda, I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. I'm ready.